the unstoppable be stopped? Kelly Pavlik, an unstoppable runaway train, crushing anyone in his path.
Pavlik has a huge knockout.
Bernard Hopkins, the iron-willed warrior who's never been knocked out.
Perfect right hands by Hopkins.
Can the undeterred legend derail the Pavlik Express?
This is boxing.
Pavlik versus Hopkins. Saturday, October 18th. Contact your pay-per-view provider to order.
Now it's time for our main event. Juan Manuel Marquez, one of boxing's pound-for-pound best, a Mexican legend.
Marquez looking to knock this man out.
A knockout artist.
Oh, big
An unrelenting warrior. Coming off a controversial split decision loss to Manny Pacquiao, a fight he, as well as many other ringside observers, thought he'd won. He's now moving up in weight to face a former Olympic medalist with a storied amateur career, riding a scorching winning streak and finally getting the recognition he's longed for and deserved. The linear lightweight world champion, Joel Casamayor.
Oh, what a shocking turn of events.
It's a clash of similar styles, of unrelenting heart and unparalleled patriotism. It is in many respects a do-or-die situation for each fighter. Marquez, as he seeks to get back on track by becoming a world champion once more, and Casamayor, who's absolutely no interest in relinquishing what he has waited so long to achieve. It's time for the main event, the matchup you've all been waiting for. Casamayor Marquez for the lightweight championship of the world.
Tonight's Golden Boy promotion is presented by MGM Grand, Maximum Vegas, by Tecate Beer, Cerveza con Character, and by HBO Pay-Per-View, the best in pay-per-view entertainment, brought to you by HBO.
We are coming to you live here at the beautiful MGM Grand Garden Arena. Packed house. You can feel the energy in the air in this Mexican Independence Day weekend, being brought to you, of course, by Golden Boy Promotions. And it is time now for the main event, with Cuba's Joel Casamayor going up against Mexico's Juan Manuel Marquez. Usually both of these guys, gentlemen, in the ring and out of the ring. But in this case, there is some bad blood brewing. Trouble from the press conference, from the weigh-in. Both fighters have a history. Speaking of the press conference, here we are, the final press conference in LA, both wearing sombreros. And this is a very animated Joel Casamayor, being very disrespectful, putting the hands in the face of Marquez, touching Marquez, throwing the hat off. A lot of bad blood. Marquez at the weigh-in last night, looking very fit, always in shape. His first time stepping up to the lightweight division, and he has his hands full, facing the linear champion, and there he is, Joel Casamayor, always making the weight, looking in phenomenal shape. In a little trouble, even at the weigh-in itself. Again, with the mouths flapping and the bad words being exchanged by the two. Cuba and Mexico, a lot of pride at stake, and flags being taunted in front of each other. We got a barn burner on our hands here. Both of these fighters have a history of putting on great fights. Both of these fighters have pride at stake, have a career fight at stake, with Marquez going up to for the first time fighting for the lightweight division, and Casamayor not wanting to relinquish the title that he's been having for a long time. So let's go to ringside, and Barry and Ron, take us to it.
All right, thanks very much, Mario. Well, we come to the main event. Obviously, it's a night for the 30-somethings. Bernard Forrest already showed us that. Now we got a couple of other guys that are in their 30s, but these are two guys who could still really bring it.
Well, they can, Barry, and two guys in desperate circumstance. They both know they can't afford to lose this fight. Marquez moved up here. He's chasing Manny Pacquiao. He doesn't get to Pacquiao if he can't handle Casamayor. Casamayor's at 37. There's already some people whispering about him. He knows he can't lose this fight, and he's already won the yapping end of the fight. We'll see if he can win the fighting end of the fight.
Well, both these guys are counterpunchers. That's their nature. But Marquez, and you touched upon this earlier, is a guy who in his last couple fights against Pacquiao has been the aggressor, and he says, I'm going to bring that to this dance as well.
I believe he'll do that. He doesn't trust the judges in Nevada. He doesn't think he gets a fair shake. He knows he has to push it, and he knows that he's in with a guy in Casamayor who wants to set traps wants him to lead, but he believes he can do it and do it safely.
Casamayor says if he doesn't come to me, well then, I will come to him. Juan Manuel Marquez, a guy, of course, who really wants to do well on Mexican Independence Day.
For Juan Manuel Marquez, the mountains of Mexico are a symbol of his rugged grit and steadfast determination. A top 10 pound-for-pound fighter for over a decade, Marquez has finally emerged out of the shadows of the other great Mexican warriors and become a living Mexican legend. Marquez is a warrior in the true tradition of Mexican fighters, but he brings with him all the tools of a craftsman to the ring. He carries the pride of a nation and the skill of a surgeon. And tonight, over 100 years later, he honors the great tradition of Mexican Independence Day by facing a challenge and stepping up in weight to face the most dangerous opponent of his career, Joel Casamayor. Casamayor defines the term pro. He's seen it all and done it all. All that is, except beat the great Mexican champion. They say when you're hot, you're hot. And with 5 wins in a row, 3 by knockout, the gold medalist from the Olympic Games and the linear lightweight world champion Casamayor is on fire. He's been training with a fury, and he hopes to spoil a Mexican Independence Day celebration Marquez has planned.
For me, this fight is like the final fight at the Olympic Games. That's how big it is for me. This is going to be one of the biggest fights I had in my life. I am going to show the world that we are 2 fighters, 2 warriors, a Cuban and a Mexican, that are going to collide. We are going to show the world that we are 2 world-class fighters, Cuba versus Mexico. I think that Joel Casamayor is the toughest fighter that I can face in the 135-pound division. I know that September 13th will be a great challenge for me. I know it won't be easy to come out a winner. It'll be a great challenge because Joel Casamayor is a great fighter and the best in that division.
It's a battle worthy of Mexican Independence Day with a storyline for all the world to see. A Mexican warrior emerging from the shadows of his predecessors steps up in weight to face his toughest opponent. The linear lightweight champion of the world, a Cuban Olympic gold medalist with a storied amateur career. Casamayor versus Marquez, the challenge for the lightweight championship of the world and for all that makes the sport of boxing what it is.
Coming to the ring at this time, 3-time world champion challenger tonight, and ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we will do 3 national anthems. First of all, please rise for the Mexican national anthem to be performed tonight by Abraham Vetarsi.
Mexicanos al grito de guerra, el acero aprestad y el bridón. Y retiembla en sus centros la tierra al sonoro rugir del cañón. Y retiembla en sus centros la tierra al sonoro rugir del cañón. Ciño patria tus sienes de oliva, de la paz el arcángel divino, que en el cielo tu eterno destino por el dedo de Dios escribió. Mas si osare un extraño enemigo profanar con su planta tu suelo, pienso patria querida que el cielo un soldado en cada hijo te dio, un soldado en cada hijo te dio. Mexicanos al grito de guerra, el acero apresta y el bridón, y retiembla en sus centros la tierra al sonoro rugir del cañón. Y retiembla en sus centros la tierra al sonoro rugir del cañón. ¡Viva México!
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here to perform the Cuban national anthem, please welcome Rolando José.
¿Dónde están los cubanos? Al combate corred vaya meses, que la patria os contempla orgullosa. No temáis una muerte gloriosa, que morir por la patria es vivir. En cadenas vivir no es vivir. En afrenta y oprobios sumidos, del clarín escuchar el sonido.